This clip is brought to you by SaveWithConrad.com.
I think the most newsworthy item is about what I'm about to say to you. This is straight from the Observer. Here we go. After several years, they finally got Jim Ross in the black cowboy hat as a full-time gimmick.
Yeah, that's true.
Jim, who convinced you to do it? Did you know it was going to be a full-time gimmick at that point?
No, well, I kind of got the feeling that Vince liked it a lot, and he knew that I didn't want to carry a cowboy. Bill Watts said that one of the biggest issues he had about being cowboy Bill Watts is taking that goddamn hat with me everywhere I went. And he said, you don't want to get into a gimmick where you got to wear a hat because you got to wear it and take it with you all the time at airports and the planes and wherever you may be. It's part of your attire. And so I kept those lessons from the early days of my career in mind that, you know, let's try to stay away from this hat gimmick if we can. So that was the original pushback on it. I wasn't against hats. It's just something you got to keep up with. You know, when I took this fall on Saturday, 2 times during the day on Saturday, I couldn't find my hat, but I was still addled from this shot here on my face, and it was rough to deal with, to be honest with you. If I hadn't really wanted to be a part of and not let my team down, we have so many guys in AEW right now that are off because of injury or COVID or whatever, that's it's really daunting. The job Tony Khan did with Battle of the Belts and the short crew was no joke. It takes a business acumen to figure that out. And we just got to get some people healthy physically and from the virus. So yeah, it was that was a hat got a debut, and I've now gone through a lot of hats. I forgot to become a hat guy.
Yeah.
And I got a place in Oklahoma City called Shorty's Cowboy Hattery. People always said, where do you get your hats? Well, I used to wear a Resistol. Austin got me a couple of Resistol hats, 100X, best hats that Resistol made. And so I kind of got to be a fan of hats. So I got a hat maker in the stockyards in Oklahoma City. The lady's name is Shorty. Shorty does all of my hats and makes hats for big time cowboys and movies and rodeos, big time guys, which I'm not one of. But they make my hats for me, and they're about $1,000 a piece. I remember Jan gave some of those hats away, and I almost shit myself. I said, "You realize how much these hats cost?" So, but it's all for good causes.
Oh, good.
But that's when the hat thing was born. What year was that?
1997, January. That's the first pay-per-view.
Wow.
Unbelievable. And
Yeah,
now,
now
you can't go anywhere without it.
It's worked out well. It's worked out well.
And Cowboy was right. It did become a full-time deal, and you got to take it with you wherever you go.
Yep.
So here we are. You got your hat on, and we're ready for a wrestling pay-per-view. And, well, there's an angle with Billy and Bart in their match from Meltzer. Billy Gunn wrestled Bart Gunn, and they did the Shawn Michaels angle all over again, but this time nobody was buying it. Billy supposedly broke his neck and laid there not moving while Billy and Bart's wife hit the ring. If it was their wives, I'm not certain if that was the case or not, if it was really their wives. But Billy's wife was overreacting while Bart was acting distraught at what he'd done to his so-called brother. Billy Gunn has talked about this before. He said in an interview once he was actually hurt and went numb at a house show. To give him time off, they do this angle and give him to give it some heat. But the company ends up asking him to stick around for the house show run until he could actually take time off. Do you remember this whole deal, JR? And why did it go down the way it did?
In a minor way, it was not something I lived and died with. It was a supportive storyline. You know, there's just was it special? I don't know if it was special. If you liked it, then it was special. If you didn't like it, then it wasn't special. And to me, it was just another part of the menu, very diverse menu that we were serving up at that point in time.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at SaveWithConrad.com.